This four-part video series will walk you through one way to plan for inquiry in language arts using the backwards design model. This is step 4 in a four-step process that outlines how to plan for assessment and instruction based on the outcome modeled in the Planning in Language Arts through Inquiry-Based Learning document. Now that we've mapped out the instructional plan, we can move on to plan learning experiences and gather resources. In our example, we use the focus questions as a way to frame the learning experiences that would support our instructional plan. In planning learning experiences, it may be helpful to consider the following questions. What is the specific learning goal for this experience? How can I sequence and pace the learning experience to support learners in meeting the learning goals? How can learning experiences be designed to engage all learners and meet their learning needs? Each of the sample learning experiences found in the document uses the workshop model to guide the design of individual learning experiences. Time to Teach highlights a particular skill, process, or strategy that learners are developing in relation to their inquiries. In order to best support learners in developing their skills, we planned learning experiences to focus on the components of the skill being developed. In this example, as learners investigate how ideas are developed, they first ask and revise questions. In Time to Teach, we can support learners in learning how to ask questions about changes they have experienced through explicit instruction. Time to Practice is an opportunity to consider how learners can practice what has been taught and how you might incorporate small group and individual instruction, as well as feedback to support learners as they continue to develop skills in relation to concepts. Time to Reflect and Share is an opportunity to meaningfully engage learners in guiding questions as they develop metacognition. For examples, learners can think about what strategies work best for them as they developed ideas, or identify challenges they may have faced and start to think about how they could use the feedback they receive to address those challenges the next time they engage with this indicator. As you develop your learning experiences, it's important to remember that you will need to be flexible in your planning. During the class, you can make observations about what is working according to your plan for the day and where you might have to adjust your plan in order to respond to the needs of your learners. After the class, it's also important to refine your plans for next step instruction based on evidence of learning from your observations and conversations that day. As you plan your learning experiences, you'll want to consider what resources to gather to support the learning. This is another opportunity to consider how you can engage learners with a range of language processes through the resources they'll be exploring as part of the learning experiences. As part of our sample, we have included a text set to support learners in using text, visuals, and author's craft to develop ideas as they begin to create their own personal narratives about changes they have experienced. Text sets are an example of how you can plan for offering learners choice as part of a learning experience. Now that we have planned our learning experiences and gathered resources, we are ready to engage our learners in language arts through inquiry-based learning. Remember, gathering evidence of learning will allow you to modify your plans to best respond to learner needs as your learners engage with inquiry questions. More information about the renewed 7 and 8 language arts can be found on curriculum.novascotia.ca.